This Torah class is brought to you by TorahAnytime.com. Okay, the closing moments of the Tainus. I want you to put on your thinking caps. I want to share with you a Lamda Shakasha. Usually at the end of the fast, people like to be inspired. That's the big buzzword. Everybody wants to be inspired. What that's going to do for you? It makes you feel warm and fuzzy. But anyway, I want to share with you a very sharp question. I'm going to first start off by telling you a story. So there's this guy. His name, I'm not going to tell you his name yet. But he had a very important position. He was a Nasi. He was the Nasi of Shevet Shimon. And he got in his head that he wants to live with the daughter of the prince of Moav. Her name was Cosby. Her father's name was Balak. Sur was Balak's name. She was the daughter of Balak. Anyway, so he's Mazana with her. He's Boyal Aramis. Pinchas sees this. Not the guy in the shul, but in the Chumash, right? And now at the time, Pinchas was not a Kohen. He wasn't a Kohen. According to Rashi, he was not grandfathered in. You see, Aaron was a Kohen, and Aaron's sons were a Kohen, and anyone who would be born to them later were a Kohanim, but Pinchas was already born, so he was out. So technically speaking, he could be Matame, right? Because he's not a Kohen. And he did an amazing feat. He was able to stick the sword into the Zachrus of Zimri, into the male organ of Zimri, and into the Nakvus of Cosby, and like a shish kebab, he stuck into the two of them. And the Gemara tells us that 6 miracles happened to allow this to occur and to avoid any tumah. Now, interesting thing is, usually if a kohen kills someone, they're not a duchen. A kohen shaharages hanefesh cannot duchen. There's a question: if an Israeli soldier, he's operating in Jenin, and he shoots someone, could he duchen? This is a very interesting topic. I once spoke about it. Rav Soloveitchik said not. Kohen shaharages hanefesh al yisa yadav. Rav Avadia Yosef has a tshuva. He could still duchen. It's a mitzvah. It's a mitzvah. You know, when I'll leave it at that without getting into any political innuendos of what our preference is, what we love to do. But Rav Avadia says it does not disqualify the kohen from duchening. But it's interesting that here Pinchas, by killing, became a kohen. Usually by killing you're disqualified. Here by killing, he was niskahen by killing. It's interesting. Okay. Anyway, the Gemara tells us something amazing. The Gemara in Sanhedrin says on Daf Tebez, Amr Rab Chizda, what would have been if Pinchas would have come to Bezdin and said, am I allowed to kill Zimri and Cosby? What's halacha? It's halacha ve'ein moyer kain. You're allowed to do it, but if once you're asking, you're not allowed to do it. You know, there's certain things you're allowed to do, but not if you ask. So you're allowed to do them. If you ask, you're not allowed to do them. But if you do it on your own, you could do it. I can't tell you what those things are, but this is one of them. This is one of them. I'll give you another example. There's a question that when the Mitzrayim were drowning, so Bikshu Malachi Asharis Loimar Shira, the Malachim wanted to say Shira. Hashem said, Masayada Itam Vayam Atamim Shira. You can't say Shira. Question is, Klal Yisrael saying Shira. So why were that's because Klal Yisrael didn't ask. So they were allowed to sing Shira. Bikshu, they asked. No, you can't do it. There's such a idea that you're allowed to do it if you feel the cause so deeply that you're compelled to do it. But if you're not sure, so you obviously don't feel it so deeply, and you're asking, so the answer is no. Fine. Now, so the Gemara says that if Pinchas would have asked us, would have told him no. Haba limloich ein moyer lay. What would the halacha been? Zimri was in the middle of the act with Cosby. Okay, he's in the middle of the act. What would have been if, as Pinchas is coming to kill him, Zimri would have pulled away? And then Pinchas would have killed him after Zimri. In other words, Zimri did what he had to do. He stopped, he desisted, and then Pinchas would have killed Zimri. The halacha is, Pinchas would have been a murderer. Because you're only allowed to kill him in the act. But once he would have separated, then he's killing an innocent man. Because you're not allowed to just kill someone who lived with the guy. Someone who's in the middle of living with the guy, you're allowed to kill them. But if they stop, you can't kill them. Yeah? That's the halacha. Next question. What do you call, as far as Zimri is concerned, what do you call Pinchas? Zimri's doing his thing. He's not allowed to do it, but he's doing it. What is Pinchas to Zimri? He's what? He's a rodef. Could Zimri turn around and kill Pinchas? Says the Gemara, Nepach Zimri v'hargila Pinchas, ein nerag alav. Zimri would have not have been killed. Sharei rodefu. Pinchas is a rodef. That's very interesting. Pinchas is allowed to kill Zimri. Zimri is allowed to kill Pinchas. Good stuff, right? So, if Zimri would have desisted and Pinchas would have killed Zimri, Pinchas would have been a murderer. If Zimri would turn around and kill Pinchas, nothing would happen to Zimri because Pinchas is a rodef. Now, can Zimri, in middle of living with Cosby, he's doing his thing, during the Maisa, he turn around and kill Pinchas? While he's sinning? Absolutely. The Aruch HaShulchan paskins. Now you wouldn't have expected Aruch HaShulchan to issue a psak on this. I doubt anyone asked him halacha l'maisa. Okay, but the Aruch HaShulchan paskins in Chodesh Mishra, it's in Tav Chav Hey, Sif Yud Aleph. Afilu loy piresh v'harash hazeh harages hamakane ein nerag alav. What's the halacha if Ploini Almoini sees Pinchas is about to kill Zimri? So he says, Pinchas is a rodef, so I'm going to kill Pinchas. He's a murderer. So even though vis-a-vis Zimri, Pinchas is a rodef, vis-a-vis everybody else, Pinchas is not a rodef. Okay, these are the rules. It's halach l'moshe misinai. Okay, you got the rules? It's actually pretty interesting. Okay, so let's just get this clear.
In many cases, where someone from the outside can stop it.
Yes. If Reuven's running after Shimon to kill Shimon, right. Levi could come and knock off Reuven. Yeah. Because Reuven's a rodef. You're allowed to kill a rodef. There are two dinim. One is Haba lahargecha hashkem b'hargai, because you're the nirdaf. Right. And then there's a din that a rodef, you're allowed to kill a rodef to save somebody. Okay. So here is the exception to the rule, because Zimri is allowed to kill Pinchas, but Ploni Almoini can't kill Pinchas. Okay, fine. So now you ready? Minutes before the end of the fast, I'm going to tell you one of the most lumdisha all-time questions. This is the question of the Galya Mesechta. Rabbi Kiva Eger also asked this question. Why I chose the end of the Tainus to bring this up? Sometimes the most interesting things are the most complicated. Okay, it's very simple actually. Okay, so if Zimri would turn around and kill Pinchas, Zimri would not be a murderer, right? If somebody would come and kill Pinchas, they would be a murderer. What's the halacha if you see a rodef? You see a rodef, you're allowed to kill a rodef? Yeah. What if you don't? So Reuven's running after Shimon to kill him, so you're allowed to kill Reuven. What if, to save Shimon from getting killed, you could just shoot Reuven in the leg? So you're allowed to kill him? So the Gemara says, if it's Yachal Lahatzil Be'echad Me'evarav, you're obligated to do that. Meaning, it is not like carte blanche. Oh, good, I'm really happy Ruvain is a rodef. He stepped on my toe yesterday. So it's a good excuse to knock him off. No, you can only knock him off if you can't save him elsewhere. But if you could just shoot him in the leg or shoot him with a BB gun, why are you laughing? Right? Don't answer that question. If you could just shoot him with a paintball or something, then you can't kill the rodef. So the question of the Galya Mesechta is like this: why is Zimri allowed? Right? Zimri is allowed to kill Pinchas because Pinchas is a rodef. So Zimri could turn around and kill Pinchas. But wait a second. Just like you can kill a rodef, if it's Yachal Lahatzal Me'echad Me'evarav, if you can shoot him in the leg, Zimri could have shot Pinchas in the leg. You know how? He could have stopped sinning. Because the halacha would have been that if he stopped sinning, Pinchas can't kill him. Right? We said to start that Pinchas could only kill Zimri if he's in the middle of sinning. The moment Zimri stops sinning, if Zimri pulls away and Pinchas kills Zimri, then Pinchas is a murderer. Sorry. But if Zimri stops sinning, then Pinchas can't kill him. So how is Zimri allowed to kill Pinchas? It's analogous to a case where if you kill someone, instead of shooting them in the foot, you're a murderer. So Zimri should be a murderer for killing Pinchas, because Zimri has a way to make it that Pinchas is not a rodef. How? By stopping to sin. What allows Zimri? The Gemara says, Nepach Zimri v'hargai lePinchas einer agalav. If Zimri turns around and kills Pinchas, he won't be killed. Sharei roidefu, because Pinchas is a rodef. Well, wait a second. What allows Zimri just to kill Pinchas? There's something else Zimri could have done. Zimri could have stopped sinning. Cut it out, Zimri. Now you're sinning, and you're going to use the sin as an excuse to kill Pinchas. That's the kasha of the Galya Mesechta. You can look it up. Yardei Siman Hey. Rav Shmuel Rozovsky in the Zichron Shmuel brings that according to the Rambam, even if you could save yourself by killing the guy with Echad Me'evarav, you're not going to be killed for killing him. The Rambam Shita is you're supposed to shoot him in the leg, but if you don't, you're not a murderer. So then it comes out very good. But according to the Rishonim who hold that the same way someone else is not allowed to kill the rodef if they could knock off his leg, the nirdaf has to knock off his has to knock off his leg. So why is Zimri allowed to kill Pinchas? Do you want to hear the Galya Mesechta's answer? He answers, from here we have a proof that only a different person has to be careful to try to shoot him in the leg and not kill him. But the nirdaf himself, there's not enough peace of mind to say, Pinchas is trying to kill me. Let me see if I could first, shoot him with a stun gun before I kill him. No. If your life's in danger, you're allowed to kill the guy straight up. Even though technically you could kill the person, you could knock him off be'echad me'evarav. So this is a question that is a very big question. And the Zichron Shmuel himself says, what if somebody says, you're in shul, and you like to shuckle? Nothing wrong. Shuckling is good. I don't know if it promotes circulation, I'm not sure. But you shuckle. Somebody said, I don't like your shuckling. I'm going to kill you if you don't stop shuckling. So are you allowed to kill the person? Or do you say, no, the same way I have to shoot him in the leg, so just stop shuckling? So the Zichron Shmuel says, If this guy comes and threatens my life, and I'm doing something, I'm allowed to shackle. So I'm allowed to kill the guy. He can't. Who are you to tell me not to do something that I'm entitled to do? Don't tell me I'm not allowed to kill you now, because instead of killing you, I could shoot you in the leg, but don't tell me I should stop shackling. So the same way he says logic dictates that I don't have to save my life by not doing a discretionary activity. I don't have to save my life by not sinning. None of your business whether I'm sinning. If I want to sin, and you're threatening my life, okay, that's your prerogative. Right now I want to sin. So you're going to tell me not to sin? That's fine, but I could kill you. You say, well, shoot him in the leg. You're right, I could shoot you in the leg. But you can't require me not to sin if I choose to sin. Anyway, usually Tanaisim are dedicated to overcoming sin. But this would be the lamdas that the Rav Shmuel Rozovsky gives regarding why Zimri would have been allowed to turn around and kill Pinchas, even though he has a simple solution to stop sinning. Okay, Rabbi, but you could turn it off. I want to tell you something about Shavasa B'Tammuz.
You've just experienced another Torah class brought to you by TorahAnytime.com.